There is a thread on Sunday mornings that I've realized that is not from us. And let me qualify what I'm saying. The Bible is a book of books. It was created by 40 different authors that didn't really know each other, didn't meet one another. It was on 3 different continents over 1,500 years. And there's one thread of a story. And so when people say, well, why should I believe the Bible? It's like, there is an author because you can see it from Genesis to Revelation. These men couldn't get together and go, hey, let's talk about it. What are you going to write? What are you going to write? So I'm going to put in there. Okay, good deal. That wasn't how it happened. These guys didn't even know each other, a lot of them. And God begins to, like just sewing thread through history, one story, all in agreement. Prophecy, fulfillment. And so the book of Acts is like God working in the world, and we are still in the book of Acts. Like the church, this is the church age, right? After Jesus died and resurrected, went to heaven, we are the church, and God is still weaving. And I couldn't contain it because I didn't talk to my daughter, Hannah. She's planning these things and songs, and I don't really talk to her. I'm like, hey, sing this song. Now, there are a few moments where I'll be like, I'm the boss. All right, you're going to sing this song. And then there's times Sarah usurps. No, I'm just joking. She's like, tell Hannah to sing that song. Because how many know there's just good songs that we need to sing? But for the most part, we leave her alone. And so we're sitting here, and God already spoke to my heart something this morning. And then when it came up on the screen, I'm just like, Jesus, this is how I know you are who you are. Is that you are the spirit of power and all knowledge. And so when we began to sing, Spirit of God, fall fresh on us, I got up this morning, no joke, and God spoke through my cat. And it wasn't like my cat started talking. That's not what I'm saying. This wasn't the Garden of Eden and like snakes, that wasn't happening. But I get frustrated with my cat. He's, 24 pounds and eats way too much. And so he bugs me at 4 a.m. for new water. And I'm like, you have water in there. There's something interesting about cats, though. And I think we should learn from them. So they're not happy with yesterday's water. Just gonna let that sink in. And God spoke to me, fresh. And then he began to show me in the Old Testament where the Israelites have been delivered from Egypt and they're walking through the wilderness and they need food, and God begins to rain down manna, and he tells them, he gives them specific instructions. He says, only gather what you can eat for the day. And he gives instructions. And so they go out and they gather, and how many know that there's always the 20%ers that are like, I'm gonna hoard stuff. And so they're like, they're gathering, they're putting it in their tent so they can have some for tomorrow. And because they didn't trust God that it would come tomorrow. Anyway, and so the next morning they get up and there was a stench in Israel. Why? Because the manna that they had gathered that was for yesterday was spoiling. And it was rotten. And what God is saying to us today is that he has a fresh word always.